Instead, let's take a passion to the sheets and just go crazy. You can be as wild as you want that night. You ain't gotta be a lady.
All right. Yeah. All right. I'm looking extra scruffy, but I'm repping extra hard today, baby. Just feeling good. Want to show love, and sometimes you got to start by showing love to your motherfucking self. And before I take off the specs, I want to get into something I totally forgot. So I apologize. This is episode 9. In episode 7, I said we were going to talk about dual play next week, but then I skipped it because last week we spoke about lust versus love and how people get them confused. And so now we're going to talk about dual play or dual masturbation, which is the proper term. So what does that really mean? Let's find out. According to the Googles, you know what I'm saying? Dual masturbation or mutual masturbation, sexual activity in which two individuals stimulate each other's genitals at the same time for the purpose of sexual gratification. This is more properly considered a type of petting behavior, as masturbation is defined as self-stimulation. So in layman's terms, quick terms, it means that we don't need these specs. It means that you and your partner are both massaging, caressing, feeling, playing together. And a lot of people don't really even know that this is a thing. And so there's all type of ways to do it. And I won't get into that right now, but you can do this a lot of different ways. This is fun to do in a lot of different places. You can do it in the shower, you can do it in the bedroom. I mean, shit, you could do it on the couch. You know what I'm saying? You could just, hey, that's it. I don't know whatever you say, but once you initiate things, that's one way to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Both get things hot and heavy. You could even be a really good form of foreplay. So that is mutual masturbation, or what some of us call dual play. It's when you and your partner are both doing things, you know what I'm saying, to make each other feel good, whatever it is you like to do to each other, right? So this is not oral, this is not vaginal, this is not anal, this is not penetration, this is hands on deck, baby. All hands on deck. You know what I'm saying? Hand-eye coordination at its fullest. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about you and your partner having a good old time together. So they're taking care of you and you taking care of them. That is mutual masturbation. That is dual play. And that shit can be very fun. Extremely fun. And if you never tried it, this is a cool way to do something that is different and may spark things. Another cool way of possibly initiating. You know what I'm saying? You could slide your hand in their pants, or you could be like, all right, come here, let me get your hand real quick. And once it's in there, they doing their thing. Then you say, hold on, let me get in yours. You know what I'm saying? And then off you go, off to the races. And so that's it. That is mutual play, mutual masturbation. It's something fun. It's something different. And if you're someone who likes masturbation and you're someone who's a big fan of foreplay, then this is a good way to insert kind of doing both, because they'll be giving you some kind of hand job, for lack of a better term. I know for ladies it's not a hand job, but he'd be spinning the clits of the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 70s, the 60s, whatever decade you from. And y'all could get it popping before y'all get it popping. This is a cool way to have fun, get that first nut out the way, open things up, get each other warmed up, and then get to the good stuff afterwards. I mean, you don't have to finish either. It could just be enough to get your juices flowing, and then go transition to the next thing. But mutual masturbation is fun, and you should try it. If you've done it, what was your experience like? Did you like it? Did you have fun? Or did you hate it? And it was like, they don't even know how to really get jiggy. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who says get jiggy. Sorry. Too much Will Smith nowadays. It's messed me up. And so, speaking of messed up, let's talk about, C19, you ruined it. And so let's get into it. So, C19 has ruined a great many things. And one of those things is going out to eat. Yeah. Couldn't even go out to eat. Some places you have to present cards. Some places you couldn't, it didn't matter if you had a card or not. You just had to eat outside. And then, they had y'all eating in igloos. Yeah, if you were watching this or listen to this, please tell me, please, please, please. Did you eat in an igloo? Did you eat in an enclosed little bubble? And if so, did you have the heater? Because I walked past a couple people who was in a little igloo bubble thing and had the heater right there, heating up the C19. You know what I'm saying? Woo! No air. Ain't there a song? How I'm supposed to breathe with? Never mind. Yo, you couldn't even eat. Couldn't go out to eat. The restaurants were closed during lockdown. Then they were open, but only to take out some spots, and other spots was like doing all kind of weird miscellaneous hours. Even spots that was 24 hours was like, nah, we only open for 5 hours a day. Other spots couldn't eat inside. Get outside. Oh, you got a large party? Well, we ain't doing large parties. Nah, sorry. And it was charging extra at some spots if you had to use a card. Oh. Yo, I'll be home. Somebody cook. Come to the crib. Let's keep it real, super regular, like we say on the Food, Fitness, and Fun podcast. Because that going out to eat stuff was a headache. And at some places, it still is. Then you got cats. Some cats want to wear the mask. Some cats don't want to wear the mask. I mean, Gloria Estefan got sick going out to eat. Allegedly, she said a fan came up to her and greeted her when she was at, brunch or something, having a meal with her family. And then next thing you know, she had the COVIDity. It's crazy out here. And C19 did some nasty things to dining out. I don't think they all even still recovered. What has been your experience? And if you ate in one of those igloos, tell me. I want to know, because I refuse to eat in one. I think it looks silly sitting there in a little bubble with your friend. I can't. You got to leave to go to the bathroom. It's crazy. What was your experience? Did you like the igloo? Was it fun to be enclosed, encased, whatever? Did y'all dig it? Did you like it? Did you like it? I don't know. I didn't do it. I don't want to do it. I refuse to do it. Even when I ate outside, it was New York City. Like, it's weird. Sitting on the curb, big ass MTA bus coming by. One time it was raining like a mofo. It was like, oh, okay, we good. We in the the little hut on the curb. That shit wasn't really even closed. Rain coming in on the table. Who want to eat like that? Take my food to go. Again, I like to hear your experience. Please tell me in the comments, or you could respond with a video. They got that going on some of the platforms. Let me know what was your experience. And maybe I'll go on my social media and I'll drop a little bit more about my rain outdoor dining story. If y'all want to hear that, more about that, comment. And maybe I'll put up a little more about that. A couple of us went out to eat. We was in the rain. It was wild. It was wild. All right. Now let's move on. We're going to do a politics as usual, but a little bit different. A little bit different. I actually want to give props. I know it's weird even saying that, right? Y'all probably hearing this like, they won't get props. It won't get props. What? Yeah. So Tennessee has passed a law, and it is to encourage people to not drive under the influence. This new law has been passed. It's passed everything that it needs to go through, all the each level. It's gone through the Senate and everything, and it's passed. So now the law is in effect. And basically, what happens is if you're a DUI driver, I'm about to say DIU, I don't know what the fuck I'm about to say. If you're driving under the influence, DUI, and your accident results or your incident results in the death of a parent or guardian, you will now have to pay a form of child support to the victim's child or children until they hit the age of 18. Because you are eliminating the parent or guardian. Parent. Oh, that might be the name of this episode. Parent. It's like a low-key variant of a parent. Anyway, we save stuff like that for the G2's podcast. But because you are erasing the parent or guardian of this child, you're basically going to replace them financially. And so what's going to happen is you're going to need to give money, and they haven't specified the amount. I guess it would depend on many factors, but you would have to dish out bread regularly until the child has reached the age of 18 and graduated high school, it stipulates. And so this is all over the internet. It was trending on Twitter. A lot of people, a lot of different publications have been posting about it the last couple of days. And so you can check it out there. Nothing really that really needs to be explained here, in my opinion. One thing that I thought that was interesting that it did specify is if you are unable to pay because you're in jail for the crime, for example, you have until 1 year after your release to begin making payments to the child. And I think this is good. I think that, listen, if you take the life of someone, it is extremely unfortunate. Clearly, you were extremely intoxicated and incoherent, and you weren't able to make proper decisions, and you need to be held responsible. And yeah, jail time is cool, but that kid still needs things. They need clothes, they need help, and who knows? I mean, maybe they're going through the system, or maybe they were the aunt or uncle or older sibling, and everybody needs help. And so, if this is something that you have literally caused, then you should be responsible fiscally. I think this is good. And so if you don't think it's good, let me know. If you think this is something that should be passed in more states, let me know that too, because I was speaking to a friend of mine. They said they think this should be all throughout the nation. And for once, I don't think this is bad. So this is a good politics as usual for once. Good job, Tennessee. And now I just want to speak about one thing that really, really annoys the living fuck out of me. I try to stay on top of things, and I try to go on different places, on different websites, and read things from sources that I trust. And that varies depending on what the topic is, right? Because you want to try to read things from publications, from websites, from journals, from magazines, from newspapers that are going to provide information of quality that you can trust, and that like, oh, okay, when it comes to this thing, these places are reliable, but when it comes to this other thing, they got nothing to do with it, right? Like if I wanted to know certain things, I might not be looking at just the news. I might need something more business oriented, so I might go to like a Bloomberg or a Business Insider or Forbes, something like that. But all these websites want you to fucking subscribe to read the articles. All right, listen. I'm going to be very blunt. If I really bang with you, if I really, really, really frequent your website, then okay, cool. Maybe I'll consider it, right? Like if you say, for example, I don't know the prices and this is not an ad, but Wall Street Journal, I will gladly do an ad because I appreciate what you guys do. And now, if, for example, it said on the Wall Street Journal website, pay $1 for X amount of time. I like the Wall Street Journal. I like to read their stuff. It gives me a lot of different flavors, and I like what they do over there. They're not the only people I like, but I don't want to shout out too many people for free. So if someone like if a place like the Wall Street Journal says subscribe for a very low amount for a nice amount of time, I wouldn't mind. But some of these websites, it's like, yo, fam, I don't even be up here that much. Y'all not even that popular or really that reliable. I'm just trying to cross reference. I'm not paying to read your article or your repost, because sometimes it don't even really be a full article. It's like they'll take fragments of different places information and put it up there and say, "Oh, um, this happened according to Forbes." So y'all didn't even write your own article. Y'all didn't even. This is not even truly your information. You just regurgitated. You just reposted basically, and now I'm supposed to pay for a repost. What this looks like? Y'all are bugging. This is ridiculous. I know that everything is digital now, and nobody wants to pay $4 for the newspaper or whatever the hell price it is now, because Lord knows it ain't the quarter or the dollar it used to be. But damn, y'all think I'm gonna subscribe to every fucking place? Who has the money to do this? Who is doing this? What is it that y'all hope to accomplish? Do you hope to weed out the unloyal people? Because really all you're doing is turning us away. And really, it just becomes a mess. Now, because I can't read it on your website, I have to try to read it on your Twitter, for example, and read threads where you're not merely even saying all of the details. You're just giving me mad extra work. For those of us who are trying to stay in the know, for those of us who are trying to stay on point and really know what's going on in the world, you're doing us a disservice with this fake subscription thing. Like, come on, some of y'all, we don't even know y'all. Who are you? Some of these places are like, oh yeah, subscribe. You want to read my article? You have to pay $4 for a month. Yeah, granted, $4 is not going to break the bank. But if it's every website, and I already pay for streaming sites and stuff, I don't got money for all of you. Who do you think? Listen. I just want to know, why does every website, every company, every publication, every vendor of quote unquote information now suddenly think that we should pay them for this information? No. Don't you know there are other places that are also doing this? And don't you know the harder you make it for us to gain information, the less informed we are, therefore defeating the purpose of your very firm, your very company? If you're a newspaper and you're trying to quote unquote inform the people, but you're charging people for articles like, oh, you read one article, you have to now create an account and subscribe, or your time is up. So then what are we doing? Isn't that what you're here for? To help people and gain information? I'm confused. Are y'all sick of this? Please let me know, because I am sick of it. It drives me flipping nuts. I be looking at shit going crazy. I'm like, yo, fam, y'all got to stop. Even some of the ones I like, I'm like, man, this is really turning me away, because this is sickening. I'd really like to know your thoughts. Are you guys going through this as well? Or is it like, hey, you don't care, you don't pay, you just read whatever Twitter, or you watch the news and get your information there? Let me know what y'all think. And listen, if you need some gear, you know what I'm saying? If you're trying to rep that you are sexual and intellectual, we got that. If you go to my Instagram, there's links in the bio. And if you can't find them, listen, shoot me a DM, a text, or comment. How can I get that? You could just comment, send that, and I'll make it happen. And that's all for me. I'll see y'all next week. Peace out!